In this episode of Bone-A-Fide, we meet Danielle Pereira, owner of Farm in the Wildwood, which is a permaculture and regenerative small-scale farm in Piedmont, South Carolina. Danielle tells us what inspired her to become a farmer.
We are here with Danielle Pereira, owner and cultivator of Farm in the Wildwood. Good morning, Danielle.
Good morning. Thanks for being here.
So you had a career in corporate HR.
I did.
What was the inspiration to become a farmer?
I was turning 30. I had just birthed my third child. My spouse had accepted a job, and it looked like at the time that we were going to be relocating to a different state at that time, and we had begun preparations for that. So it was just this whirlwind of life change. New baby, potentially moving, getting ready to sell the house, resigning from my job in HR. That had been intense, a lot of fun, but a lot of work too. And I needed something. And I decided that that would be a garden. So I bought some seeds, had my little infant out there in the carrier, and started a garden. And it had such an impression on me that it literally made me stop and think about the trajectory of my life and consider, why have I been living in this earth but not with the earth? Or realizing that I had been in the earth but not dwelling with it, if that makes sense. And I didn't understand it because I had been just beating the pavement, performing my HR services and, living life as we do, but not interacting with nature, not feeling the seasons. And so being out in the garden for the first time, it was just this wave of new experience, and I loved it. And I came to the conclusion that we're all supposed to be doing this. It's just that we've forgotten because we've gotten carried away with all the important things that we're doing in our life. But finally, I had made space for interacting with nature and to working alongside it to grow food for my family. And that was really the source of starting to think that maybe I had found what I wanted to do with my life, or my purpose, what I wanted to share with my community. And I spent an entire year thinking about it, actually, because it seemed hilarious to me. I had worked really hard on my career. It had gone really well. It didn't make sense for me to want to farm. I didn't know how to be a farmer. I had 3 very young children and was the main caregiver because of my spouse's travels. So I allowed myself space to sort of dwell with all of that. It felt like wandering and not knowing where I was going. Just the thought of being a farmer. What would it mean if I decided to be a farmer, let go of my HR credentials that I'd worked so hard on, and start over from scratch? So I started a second garden while I was mulling over that, made it bigger. I should add that I was gardening with my father, and there was a redeeming quality to that because he had traveled so much in my childhood. And then suddenly we were together all the time, growing food together. And there were just so many beautiful moments and deepening relationships that were happening and sharing that space with him. So all around, it just had a very positive impact on me. And I think that's what anchored me in being able to make the decision that I was going to go for it.